कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः यव्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us now pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, thou abidest in all. Thou art all. Thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all. Let us concentrate on the core of our being, our existence. Let us picture it as a spark of light in the innermost recesses of our being. Let us feel the rays from that luminous source pervading everywhere. What we call inside and outside. Let us feel all that as pervaded by the light from this core of our being, our very self, the Atman. The whole universe I can see is light from this central core of being, this self. Everything is self. that one alone manifests in myriads of names and forms. Yet remaining the one, the basis of everything. All distinctions dissolve in it. All quarrels and jealousies dissolve in it. All actions dissolve in this transcendent oneness. The ultimate peace alone reigns. Om. Peace, peace, peace. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. My salutations to Sankaracharya, the God incarnate, who is the storehouse of all scriptures, the Shruti, Smriti and Purana, and is also the storehouse of infinite compassion, and who is striving for the wellness, for the well-being of the universe. Dear friends, today is the blessed birth anniversary of one of the greatest philosophers and saints, in fact, divine incarnation that was born in India in, some say, 8th century, some say 9th century, some say 7th century, and the scholars differ, that is what, being scholars, they have to differ. So it is. There are various dates proposed for his birthday, but there is no difference among scholars that he is the most prominent figure in what is nowadays called Hinduism, or what the better name for it could be the Vedantic religion. He, in a very short lifespan, he lived for 32 years, and the amazing work of elucidating the basic scriptures through his wonderful commentaries and bringing about a synthesis of all the different tenets of the various schools of philosophical thought, weaving them into a wonderful whole, uh, and thus rejuvenating the spiritual wisdom that forms the core of true human life. The human life is for realization, for the experience of God or our true self. So this is the great work of Shankaracharya. His life is really unbelievably amazing. It is, people won't believe that did he really do all these things? But well, friends, that is why we study his works and his lives. Had he been just an ordinary XYZ, why would we study him, study his life, and why would we revere him as an incarnation of God? He was just as a little child. He studied all the various scriptures, and at the age of 5, he took to a monastic life and started walking towards his Guru. I am not going to tell you the details. The life story is really charming and very illuminating. He walks all the way from South India, the Kerala province, almost to the southern western tip of India. From there he walks all the way to the central India, meets his Guru, who was, as the tradition goes, waiting for him. And then he trains him into various disciplines, and then tells him that you must compose the commentaries on different scriptures. And then there are other incidents in his life where he was prompted to compose the commentaries. These commentaries, actually Swami Prabhavananda rightly says that it is only the humility of Shankara that makes him call these treatises as commentaries. They are really, one can say that it is, they are his own independent books. These commentaries are so brilliantly elucidating the spiritual content of the scriptures, and sheds the light on every aspect of human life in such a harmonious way that after these commentaries came up, all the previous commentaries on these works were just gone. They were not needed anymore. You don't find the commentaries. They did exist because we learned that from Shankaracharya's commentaries, that there were certain commentaries extant when Shankaracharya was writing his commentaries. But then Shankaracharya's commentaries were so brilliant that those earlier commentaries were not needed anymore. Swami Vivekananda calls, in fact says in his one of his lectures, that the works, the philosophical writings of this 16-year-old boy are the wonders of modern philosophical world. So it is of such great importance that Shankaracharya's works are. And in one way you can see that he was the harmonizer of all different yogas. He was known more as what is called Jnana Yogi, the yoga of knowledge. But he was equally established in the yoga of devotion and yoga of action. It is sometimes people very wrongly say that Shankara didn't have devotion. He was only the practitioner and advocate of the school of knowledge. That is doing tremendous injustice to Sankaracharya. Only those who have not properly studied his works can say that. Sankaracharya was devotion incarnate and knowledge incarnate, both in one. And one very important thing that we see in his teachings is to learn to see clearly. Seeing, of course, here does not mean seeing by the eyes alone. What it means is that our awareness from all our sense organs and mind put together must be a clear awareness. Our understanding or awareness or consciousness must be true. It must tally with the facts. It should not be contradictory to the facts. And that is where the idea of clearly seeing comes. In human beings, we use the word seeing because for human beings, most of our understanding and awareness comes from the sense organ, this eye. Other sense organs are there, but when we see, we believe. And that is why this idiom is also there. This phrase is there, seeing is believing. Of course, for other animals it would be different. For dogs it would be smelling is believing and not seeing. It is because for dogs that organ is more connected to the neural network. For human beings, eyes are predominantly connected through to the neural network, and therefore we always use the word seeing. So, seeing here should be understood in a broader sense. And what is this clear seeing? It should become free from all errors. It should be objective. And what it means is that our personal likes and dislikes should not interfere in our understanding or in our vision. And this is very, very important part of our seeing clearly. As human beings, our understanding gets so much influenced by our likes, dislikes, our impressions of the past, and so forth. All this baggage really interferes with our understanding, and therefore we do not get the correct understanding. In one of his commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, it's a very illuminating commentary on that little verse. Shankaracharya, you will see that he does not waste words. His commentaries are very brief, to the point. In fact, it would be a great lesson in literature also, how to present the views most succinctly, with the all comprehensiveness and yet brevity of words. It is, you can read Shankara's commentaries even for that, for this art of composition. So here, in this commentary on a verse, the 27th verse of the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which says that because of our desires and our hates, ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa, that all beings deluded by their desires, their likes and dislikes, because their understanding gets all confused, and thus they do not see things clearly. And Shankaracharya in his commentary says that look, the person who has very strong these likes and dislikes, attractions and aversions, that person's understanding is very clouded even in the matters of the external objects. For example, I give that example because it is personally connected to me. If somebody tells me all the bad things can happen to one by eating hot chilies, I will just trash it. Hot chilies are best things in the world. Everything good will happen because of hot chilies. Give enough hot chilies and there will be peace in the world, and so forth, you see. So it is because of my liking of that, I do not want to see anything bad about it. If a person is madly in love with another person, does not want to say anybody else the defects of that person, won't like to hear anything about it. I was given a ride by one gentleman, that was long back, and his car was very old and was making some rickety noise and so forth. But as soon as I boarded the car, he said, "Swami, and not a single word against this old beautiful lady will be tolerated." So it is, that is his car, the beautiful old lady. So because of the likes, because of the attachments, one does not see this world clearly. Even this happens in what is called the external world. What to speak of the more intricate and subtle matters of the spiritual world. Therefore, if you want to know those truths, one has to get rid of the attachments, likes and dislikes. Then alone the vision can be clear. Then alone there is the possibility of coming to right conclusion. Here let me further elucidate what is meant by seeing clearly. It is not just the object's shape or figure. The whole meaning and the context, all is to be taken into consideration. Like if you suddenly see, say, a tiger and right in front of you, then it is not that only the figure of the tiger. You understand what is meant by a tiger. You will see that what can the tiger do to you. All these things are clearly understood. This whole context comes to you. That is the clear understanding. It is, you see, say, mercury, you know that what it can be used for, it is what it should not be used for, and so forth. So it is seeing the mercury, not that only a visual perception of the shape and so forth, but the whole idea is clear to you, that how it can affect us, all the surroundings there, all those things become clear to you. That is the meaning of seeing clearly. You see there is a fire burning and a child playing around nearby. You immediately become aware that no, that is not, the child can harm itself, and so you go and take the child away or put out the fire, something like that, because then you have not seen only the fire, you have not seen only the child, but you have become aware of the whole context. So this is an aspect of clearly seeing as to what we are, who is around us, what we are doing, what are the mental responses when we see an object come to us. All these things are part of seeing clearly. And especially the most important object that we should see clearly is ourselves. Analyze who we are. What is Shankaracharya mentions that since one can easily understand by logic that the self alone is all this, we should get a more clear understanding of ourselves and realize it. The self is everything. That is the scriptural statement. And Shankaracharya has at many places commented very beautifully on this thing. He very beautifully, very clearly analyzes. And I am giving you very few actually examples from his voluminous writings. Just to because our time is not very much, I can only point out a few things today. So, one of his most brilliant commentaries is written on what is called Brahma Sutra, the aphorisms about the nature of the reality or Brahman, composed supposedly by the great sage Vyasa. So, these Shankaracharya had commented on these. And in the beginning of that commentary, it is called Adhyasa Bhashya, the thesis on superimposition. He begins it with a very important statement. And we can see, how clearly he makes this point, that everything that we experience here has these two aspects, two components. He says, Yushmat Asmat Pratyaya Gochara Yoho. Very beautiful Sanskrit words, that it has this relation of a perceiver and perceived. There is a perceiver and there is the perceived. So, everything that each of our experience has these two components which are mutually conflicting really. It will be very nice if we can clearly demarcate who is the seer and what is the seen. But there the confusion starts, that it is the seer and seen are so much mixed up that we cannot really demarcate where the seer ends and the seen begins. It is all a big confusion. For example, if I think that these eyes see these microphones, eyes are the seer, the microphones are the seen. But are the eyes really seeing? No, you may say that, well, eyes, even if they are there, if the nerves are damaged, then these eyes will not be able to see anything. These are not the seers. In fact, these eyes are like objects. You can see the eyes even when your eyes are closed. You can mentally picture them. You can actually see them like you see the dream. So the eyes are closed and yet you see. So, therefore, the eyes are not really the seer. You may think that this body is I, this subject. Is it really true? The body also is like an object. You can see it, is it not? And this eye, this body, my hand, my say face. I cannot see my face, but in mirror I can see the reflection of it. I can see my legs, and so forth. So it is actually seen and not the seer. So, I am not then the body, it is something different that I am. So, Shankaracharya continues in this beautiful, very short work, that if you see clearly, you will notice that this confusion, superimposition between the subject and the object, the seer and the seen, the I and the world, is the cause of all our sufferings. All our sufferings emerge from this confusion. And see, when you clearly present this idea, now what is to be done then? If you know that this is the cause of my suffering, like if you know that this is the cause of my stomach pain, somebody told that, well, I never eat those spicy food because they give me stomach ache. So therefore, now when you understand that this is the problem, then you move to eliminate that problem, because nobody really craves to live in suffering. Everybody wants to get rid of suffering. And so when you know that this confusion is the root cause of all sufferings, then very clearly you know that what needs to be done. All striving must be therefore to get rid of this suffering. And this is, thus Shankaracharya mentions that this is what Vedanta does. Vedanta wants you to get rid of this misconception of, or superimposition between the known and the knower. And thus you can clearly see the self. Clearly seeing the self will remove all these problems. He also therefore says that, look, we have to keep on lovingly adoring the God who is within us, God who is our true self. He has composed many wonderful hymns. Not that he has composed all these scholarly sounding commentaries, but in addition to that, he has composed many beautiful hymns to various gods and goddesses, which are most commonly used in worships. And one of such hymns is titled Charpatapanjarika Stotram, or more commonly called Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam. And in that hymn he says, see clearly that this whole world that you are so much attached to, it is just coming and going, constantly going away. It is never going to give solace to you. It is not real at all. It begins with Punarapi Rajani, Punarapi Divasaha, that he says that Dinayaminyo, day and night, they keep on alternating. They come and go. And everything that you see in this world, it is coming and going. And Therefore, none of them is going to bring the true happiness to you. We understand this when somebody very near and dear to us passes away, and we feel, oh, what happened, went away. And if we are really in love with that person, we feel very sad. If we are very attached to it, we feel a big loss. But it is the nature of the world. So what does not go away? In another commentary, he points out that look, everything comes and goes away. The self does not go away. The self is always part of it. In, say, I see, for example, we all can say that I see this hall, I see the chairs, I see different people. Now the object changes, but the subject, I, remains the same. And moreover, it is same in all. It is not different. The epithets of this I may be different. The assumed qualities can be different. But I is same in everyone, in everything. It does not change at all. So, in that verse, he says, see clearly in the hymn that I was quoting from, that all these so-called loving relations and all, they just are matters of convenience. And they last as long as one's convenience is served by that. And if not, they do not have any content as such. They just go away. It is true that it is one friend of mine was telling, oh, I am so much in love with my wife and my children. If something happens to them, I am just gone. And then just, you see, I will be devastated if anything happens to my son or to my daughter or to my wife. I am just gone. And then I told this to his wife when she came once, hey, look, your husband loves you so much. And then she just, dissected it and said, do you really see what he is saying? He doesn't love any of us. He just loves himself. Because he is concerned that if something happens to any of them, what will happen to me? I will be devastated. He is concerned about his own devastation, not about us at all. Now, what I mean is that is how these relations and connections in this world are. One gentleman, he was very sad one day that, well, what happened? He said that, well, I had to put my dog to sleep today. And I said, oh, surely, yeah, you must be feeling very sad. Yeah. But then what happened? I thought that he was very much in love with that dog. After a few days, he gets another dog, So he was just concerned about his company, not about the dog or cat or whatever, about having somebody to keep company. That was the idea. This world is like that somebody, yeah, I like this person, that person gone, or some died or went away, then you find somebody else. And thus you feel, well, I love that person. You don't love anybody like that. It is only matter of convenience. Every marriage is therefore, as they say, it is marriage of convenience. It is, as long as it is convenient, it is fine. So, it is it is like that. He says that yavad vittau parjana sakta tavad nij parivaro raktah, that as long as you are capable of earning money and giving subsistence to everybody, then till then they love you. Afterwards, well, their love wanes away. So it is like that, and there is nothing, I mean, not that anybody, they are bad people. This is how the nature of this universe is. See clearly. What you really love is yourself, the God, and therefore keep on thinking about that God. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudhamate. He says those who do not do like that are Mudhamate, means deluded, stupid, because you are thinking that you love somebody where actually you are not loving that. So, to see that clearly is the idea there. In another great work of his titled Viveka Chudamani, it is an independent treatise, very illuminating. And he says there, look, that think that what is this human birth for? It is, you have the faculty of reason. Many philosophers have mentioned this, that human beings are special from other animals, because human beings have this faculty of reason, and due to which they want to lead a goal-oriented life. They want that the life should be towards some goal. Life is pictured as a journey towards the destination. That is the difference between just roaming about and taking up a journey. A journey has a destination. Just roaming about, you go anywhere, here, there, doesn't matter. Just I went for a walk. Where, well, whatever, doesn't matter really, because I just wanted exercise. But when you are on a journey, it's a different thing. There is a destination. So human life is a journey towards a destination. And so he says, wait and figure out what the destination is. Try to clearly see what that destination should be, and then march towards that. So, many of us will be benefited by this very important advice. In fact, everybody will be. If we see what or think about what this destination should be, then we will come to the inescapable conclusion that to realize one's divinity is the only possible destination. As Sri Ramakrishna was never tired of saying that God realization is the goal of human life. So this is the goal, and one has to march towards that. He says this is the special feature of human beings, and he also therefore exhorts us to, don't waste it. He points out that this human birth is a rare thing among so many species. It is a great fortune that you have received this human birth. Now don't waste it by running after the animal pleasures. They are fit, good for the animals. But you are a human being, so lead a goal-oriented life, and not just survival, and so collect the things for survival, and that's about it. No. But you have to use the life to realize God. So this is what he mentions, and he therefore mentions that human beings have to hold the body as instrument. The goal is not to keep the body pampered. He is very critically, he makes this statement that if somebody is just paying attention to pampering the body, running after the physical pleasures, then that person cannot reach the goal. That person is very much like that person. It is a very beautiful and very pinching analogy, really. That if a person wants to cross the river, and for that purpose he is looking for a log of wood to hold on to while crossing the river, and instead of a log of wood, thinking that it is log of wood, he hugs a crocodile. How much chance do you think that person will have of crossing the river? So that much chance a person who keeps on pampering the body has for crossing this ocean of sufferings and realize the goal of life. That is a great important teaching, Graham Darudhiya Dhritva. He says that Graham means a crocodile. A crocodile, catching crocodile, of course, is certainly very dangerous. But catching it, thinking that it is a log of wood and it will safely ferry me across this river of misery, is just a foolishness. That person has no chance of crossing over. So, Sharira Poshanarthi San Ya Atmanam Didrikshati, the person who wants to realize the self, but yet just indulges in physical pleasures, that person is comparable to a person who holds this a crocodile in thinking that it is log of wood and wants to cross this river holding on to that. He also points out and I love that passage in his commentary. It comes in the commentary of Chandogya Upanishad, where the self is called Satyakama. Satyakama, literally translated, would mean that the desire about which is true, desire about which, Satyakama, the desire that comes out to be true. And he comments there why the Atman, the self alone, is called Satyakama, the desire for which will come out to be true. You may say that why say I have the desire to say get a promotion in my job. That also can come true, is it not? Well, Shankaracharya says all those desires are really not going to be fulfilled because they will give rise to other desires. They are not going to be fulfilled. They are not your real desires at all. Your real true kama, satya kama, the true desire is to realize the self, because then alone all desires will meet their fulfillment. Otherwise, you go to satisfy one desire, it will just give rise to 3 more desires. There is no fulfillment in that. It is to be understood, we feel that let me run after this desire, and then that desire will be fulfilled. Then I will go for the next one. Then I will go for the next one. It is not like that. Go to fulfill one desire, it leaves a bigger hole in your heart. And thus, it is important to understand that our true desire is to realize self. And he comments there why the other desires cannot be fulfilled. A very important statement he makes there. Avitatha Vishaya. Atma, the desire for self is avitatha Vishaya, means that which is not false. All other desires are vitatha Vishaya, means about the non-existent objects. How can you fulfill the desires for the objects which actually are just shadows? They do not exist. And that is why we keep on running after them without getting them. It is very much like running to catch the horizon. How much Ritu will you have to run to catch the horizon? Endless. It is never going to be caught, you see. So our other desires in life are like that, running after horizon. It is not there. Had that horizon been there, then you could have caught it. Since it is not there, you cannot, it appears but it is not there. All objects in this world, they appear and disappear. And so Shankaracharya says, see this clearly, that this self alone exists, and therefore the desire for self alone can be basically fulfilled. So see how he brings out this tremendous clarity in one's understanding. It is, he was very compassionate. And thus, he brought this knowledge from the scriptures through his commentaries and the other works in such a way that common people can have access to it, can understand the spiritual significance behind those statements. And therefore, we are blessed, friends, that Shankaracharya did all this for us, and let us adore him, let us read and try to assimilate the great writings of this wonderful young boy. He finished all these writings at the age of 16, just imagine. And then at the age of 32, he just bid goodbye to the world, literally bidding goodbye, not that, oh, well, I am dying, what to do, how to prolong life further, nothing like that. He just said, okay, my play is done, and left the body. So, let us feel that great work he has done and try to make our life illumined, try to see clearly as he has shown us. Thank you, friends. Any questions? So, we shall go to, I request Vishwanath to begin his offertory. And while he does that, let me tell you about the upcoming programs. Next Sunday, the discussion will be about Lord Buddha, the stories about Buddha, parables of Buddha, May 7th. The other programs during the week, that is Tuesday and Friday, classes on various scriptures at 7:30 p.m. They will go on as usual. everyday prayers and meditations, they also will continue to be held. There will be a day-long spiritual retreat coming up on June 3rd, for which a prior registration is needed. You can register either in the bookshop here, or you can send it by mail, or you can register it online also. The registration fee is $30, but then if you register by May 21st, you will get a whopping $10 discount. So you can take advantage of that offer. I will conclude with the closing prayers, and you all are aware that there is going to be a music concert immediately after this, after the Arati. So please try to stay for this wonderful music concert that is going to happen. The poster is outside there, so you know about it. So may the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Chinese faith, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahura Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.